Erica Henry here, and if you're new to my channel, welcome. I make art videos. So we've all had those DIYs that go perfect and lovely, and this is not one of them. So I had been seeing all over Pinterest people making stamps and stencils with hot glue guns. And if you know me and hot glue guns do not get along, so I don't even know why I attempted this, but I did. So for this first one, we needed wax paper, a hot glue gun, and a marker and some paper. Simple enough. Had all those things in my craft room. So I thought, well, why not? Let's give it a chance. So I got all my materials together and decided to give it a try. And I'm going to show you my process and what happens. So here we go. So according to the Pinterest tutorial I saw, you just take wax paper, put a piece of paper underneath that has a design on it. So I decided to use a Sharpie. That way I could see my design very easily. And so I wanted to go with something kind of simple because, it was my first time and, you know, didn't want to go too crazy. So I took my Sharpie and I just made some little squares, leaving them connected. Then I went with just kind of little squiggles because I thought, that might be easy to do as well. And then I went with some connecting circles because I thought all three of these designs would make some pretty interesting elements to backgrounds for our journal pages and those kinds of things. So, and I thought that I could easily create those with the hot glue gun. So I put them underneath the wax paper. Hot glue gun was nice and hot, and I started tracing out my design. So as I was tracing these, I foolishly was thinking, okay, this seems to be going pretty well. Me and hot glue don't get along, but I wasn't getting too many strings, so that was making me quite happy. So I went ahead and finished up tracing all of my designs and was actually really excited to get them off the page. And that's whenever I discovered that was easier said than done. No matter how much I struggled and pulled, the paper just kept ripping, and I thought, all right, this one's a fail. So attempt number one was a fail, so I decided to try a different method that I had seen as well. And with this one, you take clear plastic wrap, hot glue, paper, and a Sharpie. Again, same concept as far as draw it out on the paper, put the clear wrap on top. So I thought, okay, clear wrap's a lot more forgiving when it comes to things being sticking to it. So this will work. So I drew out my designs and decided that I would just try one to begin with instead of wasting my time and all of my glue making the other ones. So I got my design completed. I put the cling wrap on and got it all situated and decided to go for the hot glue. And I got my first little rectangle done here, and that's whenever I realized this was already a fail. My glue had melted the plastic wrap. Ugh. Let's just, let's see that again. Let's see it up close here. See? It melted it and created those horrible little strings that it is known for. It's just, one more time just to rub it in my face. Ugh. So that method did not work. So it was back to the drawing board. So I thought, okay, maybe there's a different side to this paper. And there was. One was a little bit slicker than the other. So I made sure it was on that side and started again. And by this point, my hands were hurting. I was tired of holding the glue gun, but I was determined to make this work because hot glue has failed me so many times and I did not want it to defeat me again. But it was really a waste of time. But stupidly, I decided to go ahead and make another stamp at the same time, because all the other ones had worked so well. But whatever. So I decided to do another one. Thought they'd turn out cute and went to peel it, and once again, it didn't work. All the wax paper was stuck to it. No matter how hard I pulled, it didn't matter. So it didn't matter if it was the slicker side or the not slicker side, it still stuck. So that method didn't work either. So at this point, I'm getting extremely frustrated and I just want it to work. So I decided that I would just do one stencil, not let it cool completely, to see if that affected it, to see if it would release, not being completely cool. So I let it dry as much as I could to where I could touch it, and then I tried to peel it off. Started to go really well at first, and then the paper started ripping again. I was ready to scream. So at this point, I was like, okay, this is my best one I've made so far. So I'm just going to cut out the bits of the paper that's left and see if it's usable. It was really ugly, but decided to try it. So I was kind of 0 for 3. Had one that would kind of work, but not really. But I felt like I was getting more on track. So the next method involved making a solid base out of the glue. So I decided on a rectangle, let it dry, and decided to see if it would peel up. I was confident it started peeling up, so I made all these little dots in between for some texture because I had seen someone do that. And then the dots started melting into the thing, and I was ready to scream. So I took a palette knife and just textured it up because I thought, okay, well, we can at least stamp with this, maybe with some texture. That might be cool. When I tested it out, it sucked. And the last method was to take some toilet paper rolls and add hot glue to create different patterns. And it seemed like it was going to go okay until I tried to use it, and it just sucked. The paint did not hold the pattern at all. It was difficult to roll. So, in short, my Pinterest DIYs sucked, and I failed. Thank you so much for watching. You can click to check out another video. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the newest videos that come out. Please remember to comment below on what you'd like to see next. I want to hear from you because you guys help guide me on where to go.